Guys, sorry. It's Mo from Mo in the Deep End. I was making sure the dog wasn't barking at anyone outside. It is, 4 days until Christmas, and the post person might be here, and I don't want to get it charges or because Macho the Fraidy cat dog has decided to go postal on a postal worker because my life. Any hoozle, as I am already on tangent number 74, I'm sure, of this video. Full disclosure, my leg is not doing the best, so I may be slightly adult beveraged, if you will. Okay, just a little lot of it. Little bit. But I thought we would look at Wendy, pretending to act, or I mean, acting surprised. I mean, her first interview upon learning that her ex husband had been unalived. I mean, her complete shock at the fact that her husband had been unalived. I can only imagine the utter shock and devastation that she was feeling just having found this out, allegedly, in Minecraft. Without further babbling from me, let's go on.
At your home or your ex-husband's home at 2116 Trescott. Okay. Your ex-husband, excuse me, Daniel, all right, has been.
I'm sorry, but God effing bless tiny baby Jesus too on a dumpster fire. The closed captions, because the musical note, it slightly tipsy me finds this hysterical. So I deeply apologize. This is very insensitive. Sober Mo takes no responsibility for what slightly tipsy Mo says. Sober Mo does apologize for anything that slightly tipsy Mo says at this current time. There you go.
Taken to the hospital. He's not going to survive.
Oh my God.
Okay?
I have a lot of friends.
I know.
How do you know that?
Well, you had two of them up there for a last minute lunch.
Wait a minute. That looked almost genuine, except, and maybe it's because they were recording with a Casio calculator and the audio and the movements were off, or maybe I have, with the help of slight tipsiness, been able to unlock the powers of body language analysis, but her reactions were way off tempo from the audio. So either they're off or I'm off, which two things can be true at the very same time. So now that I think about it, perhaps I will not do a Dr. G impression, but she did not look as shocked as one would think. But I'm not a, psychological doctorologist. So now why she's talking about how many friends she has, one can only assume that with that acting ability, and I'm guessing her general Karen-like demeanor thus far, and Karen lawyer-like demeanor thus far in the interview, they just were assuming she didn't have any friends. I don't know. I have literally no poos to give about this woman's self-worth or, whether she has friends or not. Let's continue.
Lunch date, right?
Last minute.
Well, I mean, you went up there. You're sitting with them. You have friends.
I do. What I meant by it is that Danny didn't treat me very well. And I'm
Okay.
so scared that maybe someone did this. Not because they hate Danny, but because they thought this was good somehow.
Oh, are you saying that
Oh.
you think maybe one of
Oh. Well, that's convenientosity. I love this. Yes, she is already building a she's giving Reed method number 1 already. She is already coming up with a plausible reason as to why she is a suspect. Oh my god, ma'am, are you insane? I mean, she is already giving usually detectives come into a possible homicide investigation with kind of like a couple different reasons where they can get someone to confess by making the crime seem, you know, palatable. You had to do it. It was, it was you or him. It was self-defense. And her being a lawyer, she should know this. And yet here she comes in with that one a scenario for them, an exact scenario for them to say, kind of this mitigating, kind of cajoling story to get them to, holy ballsack, lady, are you insane? You are not only a terrible criminal mastermind manlet, but you just did the detective's job for them. I don't know whether to applaud you or crown you the pinkiest of the pinky and brain dichotomy criminal scale that I have made up in previous, streams. I I am almost stunned into silence, and I literally am trying to make a career, talking out of my mouth hole. Oh my god.
your friends would have done something
Who
like
would
this?
do this?
I don't know. That's why
Also,
that's why
it's a
you're here,
song.
and that's why we're talking.
This is the pleading.
Would you ever ask someone to do something like this?
Not in a million years.
Okay, so as I have told you guys, I have seriously been down the rabbit hole here lately with like the police body cam and the interrogation things. So right now she is super in the defensive. Okay, body language is about as useful as tarot cards and possibly zodiac signs, but the guy at Iwu, so explore with us, he does kind of do that little like qualification, but then goes on to say that, body language indicators are still used by, the CIA, the FBI, and detectives. So right now, she is, now again, I am not an expertologist. I've only listened and watched a crap ton of these videos whilst, you know, having to, be in bed with my leg doing, you know, involuntary jumping jacks because of my CRPS. So, what I can tell you from what I have seen on the videos, she is in a very defensive position. She's very closed off. He is very close to her, kind of invading her personal space. She's not making eye contact. She's looking down, so it's very interesting that he's kind of breached her personal space. So obviously, this is later into the interview, but it's just very interesting that she's volunteered a scenario for them without him kind of pushing this scenario forward. I just find that eminently fascinating.
Okay. Do you think someone would do this for your benefit without asking you?
No.
What good does it serve?
I made my brother, the one, his name is Charlie, the one I'm really close to, he makes a lot of jokes in bad taste, and it was a joke he made. He bought the TV for me this morning that
And
got
she
broken,
throws her brother
and I was
right
talking to him
under
about whether
El
it made sense to
Busso.
pay to fix it or whether I should get a new one, and it was always his joke that, like, he knew Danny treated me badly, and it was always his joke. He said, I looked into hiring a hitman, and it was cheaper to get you this TV, so instead I got you this TV. I mean, he would never. He's my big brother, and he's been taking care of me since I was little, but he would never. And I told that to the repair guy this morning.
Right.
Okay. So again, here it's either it's me or the adult beverage, which again could be true, very, very true. The closed captionings being off, or any number of many things. But a lot of her movements aren't adding up. She doesn't sound very confident in any of her answers, compared to when she was on the stand and she was trying to sell that this was the first time, or on the stand at Charlie's trial, that this was the first time, and opening statements at Charlie's trial, that she heard that, he was being blackmailed by Catherine McBanawa, and, that he and his mom had known who the killers were from the get-go, and all of this other stuff, that this was completely a shock and surprise to her. This had never, she was just in the dark. She'd never, Hitchcocked this out or anything like that. It's just it's a big old shock. She was very confident and she was able to, shoulders back, puffed out, confident. She was able to say and do, convey that. And here she's hunched in, turtled in, very kind of like my brother, he's always been protecting me. She's just, it's a very different persona than what she portrayed on the stand. So it's very interesting.
It's okay.
I said, he asked me how much it cost, and I said I didn't know because it was a gift, because my brother said it was cheaper than a hitman. It was my divorce present.
Okay.
Such a horrible thing to say. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
But even my family, who felt like I had been mistreated, would never do something like this. Never.
So again, at body language shenanigans and such, they say that this kind of hands cupping outward like this is a pleading gesture, where you're pleading for someone to believe you, which indicates you're not fully, believing your own story or what have you, if the moon is in Mercury and all that. But she doesn't sound confident, like, well, we totally didn't, try to contract a hit on my ex-husband. Who would do that? Not, I have, it was a joke. Have you ever heard of a joke? I mean, do you poors have jokes? I don't know. Do poors have jokes? I wouldn't know. I don't hang around you guys. But if you do, they make you chuckle. It's like when you breathe out, but it's kind of like a hiccup, but it's if you're amused. Do you have amused? Yeah, that's kind of how I imagine her internal monologue is. Again, adult beverage me might go on internal monologue tangents.
This is the worst day of my life.
Holy shit, Wendy. Way to make Dan's death about you. God dang. Jeez. I mean, Jesus. I know you don't believe in him since you're a Jewish person, but holy crap balls, ma'am. I need a drink. This is just Diet Pop now because I shouldn't drink ever again or anymore, but holy God balls, ma'am.
Maybe I should text them if I can't reach them. Hi, Mom. How's it going?
Yeah, what did they record this on, a cheese sandwich?
Mom, I need you to sit down. I am fine. The boys are fine. I need you to sit down. I'm fine, and the boys are fine. Danny has been. You can put me on speaker. Yeah. Danny has been shot.
Oh my God. I have never been more annoyed in my entire effing life. This is the worst. Oh my, oh my God. Could Donna be more annoying? These two needed to work on their. Oh, could they have watched Terms of Endearment at least once? Jiminy giblets. I mean, the 80s had at least 973 mother daughter movies. What, even like sister best friend movies? You had Thelma and Louise, you had The Witches of Eastwick. I mean, you had freaking, gosh, what else did you have? Terms of Endearment, you had Steel Magnolias, you had Beaches, you had Parenthood. I mean, you could have literally every single John Hughes movie. I freaking any Cher movie. I ma'am, ma'ams, could y'all have just tried to watch a Lifetime movie for flip's sake? Even Freaky Friday. Mom, 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 I need you to sit down. Mom, I need you to sit down. Donna's like, no, I already know, Wendy. No, I already know, Wendy. No, I already know, Wendy. Wendy's like, Mom, Mom, stick to the script. Mom, stick to the script. Mom, stick to the script. Allegedly. Don't come at me, Wendy, okay? Allegedly, I could legislate better than you. And I'm just a YouTube non lawyer. I'm from LayTube, loosely affiliated but not associated with, in addendum to, and appendicized by LawTube.
And I don't think he's gonna make it. And so I know. So I found this out around 1 or 2 today, and I'm at the police station.
Yes, be sure to get me on camera knowing that I found this out at 1 or 2 today. Did I human good? Zuckerberg. Babe, babe, did I do a good job humaning? This human suit's weird. Oh my God. Seriously. One acting lesson. Y'all couldn't have gone to community theater camp? Come on.
And I'm trying to help them figure out who may have done this.
What'd you think?
Not you. That's what I think. That's what I think. Oh, holy. Okay. Well, so what I will say is, okay, holy cleavage Batman. There's a story here. Uh, there was a sale on Black Friday for Brahmi tops, and I thought, well, goodness, I've never got one of those, and I wanted one for a long time for $11. Why not try one? So I got three because, of course, I did. And so I decided to try one while a little bit tipsy, and I am realizing, holy cleavage Batman. So yeah. Alrighty then. Well, um, not wanting to be an e-thought. Let's see, where was I? Wendi. Well, being a little pissed off that they could not even her and Donna couldn't even watch like a single Lifetime Hallmark Jiminy Christmas, even Dr. Quinn fucking medicine woman, hell, even Roseanne. I mean, we had what? Like 973 examples from TV alone of good mother daughter relationships. And these two couldn't take a simple acting class. They're like, mother, mother, mother. And then the absolute main character syndrome. This is the worst effing day of my life. I'm like, wow, Wendi. I mean, not that I had a strong, awesomeness opinion of her in the first place, but, I do love the ability. I don't know how one gets this, but the ability and the flexibility required to mentally make someone's imminent death about yourself is commendable. I mean, it, or at least astonishing. If maybe not commendable is the wrong word, since I have issues with people using the wrong words. Astonishing, astounding, absurdist to the point of hilarity. Yeah, pretty much. I can't. I can't, Wendi. I hope that the state has enough to get every single one of you. And then I hope that those boys learn what an awesome dad they had. Because, in a world where maybe not every dad, you know, and quite honestly, not every mom live up to the, you know, standards that they should. Their dad fought to his death to stay in their lives, to be a fixture, to lead them to their faith. I mean, regardless of how you feel, he lived his faith out loud. It was important to him and he wanted to pass it down. He wanted his boys in his life. He wanted to be there. He died just to be a dad. And I will be satisfied when every single person that had something to do with it, and I really feel like they all did, all of them, is is given the earthly justice that we can get here. Now, I'm pretty sure there's some hotness in the future for all's them, unless they, do some humble groveling and figure some stink out. But, that's that seems to be a little difficult for for this lot. So, Balky and his crew are going to have to learn humility at some point. I don't know what it's going to take, but hopefully, wherever he is, Dan is at peace, and hopefully, this justice is giving peace to his mom, because his mom has been at every single one of these trials. And I can only imagine the toll that that takes. Having to relive the worst day in a mother's life over and over and over again, each successive trial, and have the people that, it's been shown, mastermind this, use every excuse in the book to try to weasel their way out of it. And sorry for the aspersions to weasels, because the Adelson should, they shouldn't be besmirched with the Adelson name, because weasels are, have good quality. I'm sure. I'm not a biologist. Look, I don't, unless, hell, I don't know. God made them. I don't know. God also made those like weird little spider thing. Look, God made Australia. I don't know why the hell God made Australia, because Australia seems to have everything that wants to kill you, but I like a lot of people that live in Australia. So, as long as they stay away from stuff that wants to kill. Oh my gosh, I need to get off of this. Okay, as I have gone through tangent number 770,003, I am going to get off of this video. But that was Wendi Adelson learning that Danny had been shot, and throwing Charlie directly under the bus, kind of backing it over and going, and then backing it again, and then kind of just, rocking it back and forth, just making sure it was really down in the dirt there. Charlie, you should have thrown her right under the bus. I would have. I don't know why the hell you stay loyal to that. I have no idea. Because I'd have been like, oh, no. I am not going to prison for you, heifer. I am not. I am not the one. Sibling stuff does not. Oh, no. Well, first of all, I wouldn't. First, I'm going to tell you that he's being a good dad, and to settle your ass down and, grow up and be an adult, and stop, stop letting mom dictate whatever the hell you're going to do. Okay, see, this is why I would have been Donna Adelson would have excommunicated me from the family. Because I'm not the one. I'd be with good brother. We'd be we'd be out the family. All right, guys, that's enough. Thanks for this. I'm going to put a warning that this is a slightly tipsy video in the header, so right now so that people are warned. because, just in case. Oh, also on another tangent, I have been listening as I've been doing this video to 90s music. And can I say, and I mean no disrespect, well, okay, I mean all effing disrespect to so-called artist musicale here lately. But do you remember when there were actual bands, like musicians had, drums and guitars, and they were sweaty and kind of grungy looking and kind of gritty? Do y'all remember that? Cuz I remember that. And can we bring the Gin Blossoms back and Oasis and um, you know, Hootie and the Blowfish, Match Matchbox 20, Counting Crows. Well, but he shaved off his dreadlock. Okay, I need to. All right, I'm gonna actually leave now. Mr. Mo is like, so. Bye, guys.